Hi, how's everyone? Excuse me. How's everyone doing? Um, so I just wanted to get on and just talk a little bit. I just want to know what you all want to talk about. Um, I think you can comment at the bottom. You can post a comment, I believe. So anyway, today I had a very productive day, kind of stressful. I had to get rid of a computer that I had for a long time. So I went to the local electronics store, and they went ahead and they wiped it out. They wiped out everything because I had already transferred everything to my new computer when I bought it 2 years ago. And then so I kept it. I keep anything old to see if I need it again. So I went ahead and I transferred everything, and I haven't needed it in 2 years. So I went ahead and I asked them to go ahead and destroy it and get rid of the the data. So that was productive. But other than that, I've had a pretty, slow, productive, but kind of a slow day. So I just wanted to know what you guys want to talk about. I think you can post at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but, you know, let me know, what's on your minds. Would you rather have me do this on YouTube or on StreamYard? I kind of like StreamYard because you can use the background. But it's different. I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying to build my community. I'm trying to build everything. But it is hard. Yeah, so I turned in my paper on Saturday. It's in someone's hands. But it's waiting for it waiting for it is kind of hard. I guess if you make comments, you can show it on the live stream like this. So if you want to make a comment, it'll show up. Let me see if I test it. Let's see if it comes up. I put mine. I put hi, but it didn't show up. Oh, I guess you have to do that. So if you want to make a comment, I'll put it on the screen. But so it's kind of nerve-wracking waiting to know what's going on with the paper, because I have no patience. So I don't know about all of you, but my patience goes down really quick because I just want things done quickly, but life just doesn't work that way. So yeah. Education, in terms of education, my whole life has been passionate about education and about people, learning. I don't know. I think when I was a kid, I didn't really enjoy reading. When I was in high school, I didn't really enjoy it because we were reading about, I don't know, at the time I was really, I was like, I was torn, right? So my parents raised me to be, to be kind of to not seem so smart, or to not talk so smart because, you know, being raised Mediterranean and, my parents were very conservative. They're like, we know you're smart, but we also don't, we want you to get married to, we don't want you to seem, like you're smarter. Back then it was like the women's movement wasn't exactly popular in my household. So my parents would always say, just lay low with the brains, but we know you're smart. And I always appreciated that with my folks. But I just wasn't interested in a lot of stuff that was coming through the classroom. There were all the classics and I think that's where things changed when I graduated high school and I went to the college that I went to, and I could see in that department, in the English department, that they were exposing us to a wide range of culturally diverse literature. And I think they should have done that at the high school level, but we weren't really doing that at my high school. And I think that's where sort of everything sort of, clicked for me in college. And then, I got my degree and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with this English degree? Am I going to go to law school or am I going to teach? Well, law school is going to be costly, although it was a passion of mine. But I didn't know what to do. I mean, no one really guided me. No one really told me what to do. I had no clue. So I got jobs. I worked for a while. And then I said, okay, I got to do something. So I got my credential and then I ended up getting a job. And this was like 4 years after 9/11, because 9/11 did a lot of damage, to a lot of industries, namely the telecommunications industry. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I don't know if any of you have been through that, but it's really tough. So I ended up settling on teaching. I got my credential, and then I was subbing for a while, substitute teaching. And it's tough, I didn't know if I wanted to do this, but I knew I needed a job. So, I made the most out of it. I developed myself, skill level teaching, classroom management, and, kind of made the most out of it. And here I am. I'm at a crossroads. I had 20 years of credit for teaching, meaning like retirement credit, but I'm not 55 yet. In California, and I'm sure it's that way in many states, you can't leave the K-12. Well, you can leave, you can quit, that's fine, but you won't have access to your retirement until you turn 55. And you don't get full benefits. So if I wait until I'm 55, I will get the 22 credit. I will get 22 years of credit, which is pretty good. And it's just hard, it's my patience. I really do want to work with adults. At this point, I want to help future teachers. I don't know if you can see me. I hope you can. Oh yeah, you can. But so that's where I'm at. So if you're here, I don't see anyone here. Because see the little I on the screen says 0. I'm sure you guys are busy. I respect your time. But as you can see, I'm a fan of Duke. It's a great university. But I'm just I don't know. Did anyone go through the same thing? Like they just don't know what to do with their lives and are at a crossroads, or they're just kind of like they don't how to do it, how to transition. It's hard, how do you transition? You're basically changing your career. You're flipping from this job to that job, and that's hard because I did that multiple times in my life. It's hard to go from the corporate industry, and go into teaching. It is really hard. I mean, when I went from customer service to teaching, it was really hard for me because I had to change my whole life. So anyway, it can be thinking about it too much can drive you crazy. So I didn't want to think about it anymore. I know I shouldn't be working, or I should be chilling on my break, but on our spring break, but I really don't know how to relax. I've never known how to relax. Um, but anyway, yeah. If there's anyone here, please say hi. I feel kind of lonely. I don't know. Is there anyone here? Nope, no one's here. No live viewers. Uh, I even if you're one, it's fine. I mean, one is good. You can have a party. One is enough. But I'll stay on. Like I said, it's mainly for adults. I don't know how StreamYard does it, but so yeah, I mean, just anything that's on your mind, education, publishing. My paper is, I finished my fourth book. I am going to work on my fifth book. I already have an idea. I have a concept that I'm working on, but I need a break. I think that's where all of this anxiety is coming from, is that I finished a book and I think I need a break and I don't even realize it. So it's really hard, like I said, to take a vacation from thinking about things. But anyway, I am working on my fifth book and I even have the concept. So the concept for my fifth book is multilingual learner protocols for teachers. So it'll be protocols for teachers. It'll be focused on the disengaged kids that are just not engaged, which is a lot of our population nowadays, and protecting a student's intercultural landscape to help them learn. So preserving their culture. So how do we preserve their culture and keep them engaged with whatever it is that we're teaching them, whether it's math, science, history, and empowering teachers focus, I want to focus on immigrant students, and give teachers a framework for immigrant students or multicultural students or literacy. So I think that is that is the concept for my fifth book, but I will be working on the proposal later. I don't think this year. I think 2026. I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna let it ride. I think I am gonna go on vacation in July to Portugal, so that'll be fun. I might be streaming from Portugal. It'll be like a 7 to 8 day trip. I just need to get away. I need to go swimming. I wasn't able to go swimming in Barcelona because the tides were so big. And when I do these things, I want to make sure it's in a controlled environment. It's in a group, right? And I want to make sure I'm swimming, and I want to make sure it's in a safe place. Obviously, no sharks, LOL. And usually in the Mediterranean waters, there's nothing really. There might be turtles or little fishies, but I don't think there's no sharks. They make sure of that, obviously. So I want to make sure. I mean, the water is just gorgeous. Like oh my God, I love it. But I'm not the type of person that's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna forego safety just to enjoy the ocean. No, I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing bad in the water. But I absolutely love the ocean. When I was in Greece, I did it twice. I had so much fun. I had so much fun. But yeah, Portugal is where I'm headed. I haven't planned anything yet. I figure I can plan it all in June. It's just, do it that way. Do a 7 to 8 day trip. And obviously I'm very cautious when I travel, very cautious. I mean, I think of traveling overseas or to Europe, like you're going to dirt. That's the way I think of it. Dirt with no guidance, no police, no cops. So you got to think like that, right? When you're traveling. So what are you going to do? Number one, stay in the busiest areas, at least in terms of like touristy, meaning you still stay safe, avoid pickpockets, avoid weirdos, but at least you know it's going to be monitored. You know there's going to be a huge police presence when you're in a touristy area. Number two, I don't dress like this is the way I dress when I travel. T-shirt, sweatpants, nothing else. I have earrings, but they're like cheap little earrings that I just like to wear to make it look like I'm wearing something fancy. But I keep they're I think they're silver, but they're hidden. I mean, I look grungy when I travel, to be honest with you, because I don't want to stick out. I don't want to, and this is something I learned from YouTube. You know, you got to wonder when things happen to people. And I'm not saying bad things don't happen to me. When I was in Italy, I took a train from Florence to Venice, and it was the worst experience in my life. I mean, it was horrible. I didn't know how to communicate. I was trying to get on the plane or the train. It was hot. I didn't know, I couldn't, like, you have to guard yourself all the time. You don't want to sit and be around weirdos. So yeah, it was scary, but it was a learning experience. You know, you learn every time. You learn more every time you go. But I do love the food. Oh, food is everything edible in Europe is good. I guarantee it. It's delicious. Everything I've ever eaten overseas has been delicious. Now, everything is controlled for me. It's either a group dinner, a group tour, food tour. That way it's controlled. You know you're with someone, you know you're with a guide, you know where you're going, and they kind of give you tips and tricks. But yeah, I'm just babbling. So please say hi. Someone say hi. Anyone say hi. But I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers. I'm still not there yet. I think I dropped one. I don't know how, but okay. But yeah, like the whole multilingual thing, when you go overseas, you really do, you know, you learn a lot about multilingualism. And you learn a lot about what students are going through because you're going through the same thing in a foreign country, right? You are the guest. You go and you travel to another country, you are the guest. You are the one that is learning. You are the one that is in their land. You are walking on property that is not yours. And that's my approach. I respect every area I walk. When I go, like when I went to Greece, I had so much fun because I knew, you know, I didn't know the area, but it was like in Athens, right? In the grungiest part. And I like grungy. I really do. Even I like a little bit of danger, right? Exciting danger. A little bit. I don't go overboard. But I went into like these alleyways where they had like art. And I wanted to make sure again that, you know, that there were people there. There was busy, touristy. Of course, I kept my stuff next to me. But I just looked at all the street art. I absolutely loved it. And of course, like I'm very cautious. I'm extremely cautious. I don't care what anybody tells me. I am going to be cautious. Every time I travel, I will always be cautious. I don't know if StreamYard is even allowing people to talk, but I hope so, or to chat. They better be allowing you guys to talk. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new at this. Let's see. Guests can see, guests play a sound. Yeah, guests see viewer comments and post. Play a sound when a guest enters. So you can, that's what it says. It says you can enter. So I guess you can enter. So enter whenever you feel like coming. Oops, I was doing messing around. Anyway, I'm just messing around with StreamYard. But when you travel anywhere, even to another state, you are still a guest if you don't live there. Where did I go today? I went to the store to go and do something to my computer. I'm a guest. I don't own this store, right? I go in, I'm a customer, I respect the store, I wait in line, wait for the guy to help me, and they help you, and you have respect for them. I'm looking at my coffee. I think I have a little coffee grain in there. Anyway, I'm being silly. But I think, I mean, I don't own anything. I mean, even I've been with my school for almost 20 years. And that's a long time for me. That's the longest I've ever had a job. I think the other longest was what, 1998 to 2005. That's 7 years. That was the longest before this one. So it's long. 20 years is a long time. It's like being in a marriage, right? If you've been in a marriage for 20 years, been with the same company 20 years, it's a bit long. It gets old after a while. But in a marriage, obviously you want to hold it together. You don't want to leave if you love that person, right? You just got to learn to manage things, space and time. But yeah, it's just, it's a long time. I'm gonna play around here and be goofy. I don't know. Oh, you can do block, or you can do, I like the block. But you can, please do, like I said, please comment. Again, I'm just being goofy. Let me see, banners. And then comments are back. People, I guess I'm just the only one here right now. Please do, chat, say hi, stop by and say hi. I'm very welcoming. But yeah, today, when I'm on vacation and I have a day off, I think too much, and that's not healthy. I don't want to think too much. But if you want to talk, please let me know. We can present you as well. But yeah, I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers. Please help me get to 50 subscribers. But honestly, I want to know what you want. What do you want? You tell me what you want, and that will guide my discussions, my streams. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep babbling about things. I'll market my books. I'll talk about things that are going on in my life, but it's getting old, right? Talking about me. I don't want to talk about me anymore. I don't like talking about me. I had a professor talk to me about, because when I was doing graduate work, when you do graduate work, they prepare you for the career world. They prepare you with your CV, they prepare you with your cover letter, your whatever. And a professor of mine said, well, you have to brag. You have to create a brag sheet to, start looking for a job. And I told him, I said, I have a hard time doing that. I don't know how to brag about myself. I've been insecure a lot in my life. And so she's like, well, you have to work on that. And I said, okay, I will. And I started working on it. But I still have a hard time. Even when I market my books, I do it privately. I don't really talk about it at work, but I talk about it here, which I enjoy. But yeah, I'm trying to get 50 subscribers. I'm trying to build my community. I'm trying to build. But I want to know what you want to talk about. Politics. I mean, right now in the world, it's really crazy. I don't like what's going on. I don't like what the decisions that are being made. I don't like any violence. That's me. I don't like, you don't just go into a different country that doesn't belong to you and start doing all this stuff. That's just not right. I'm not happy with things that are going on, and it really makes me sad. But we can talk about it, the human part of it. Let's see what else. True crime. I think the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case is going on. I really don't know a lot about that case. And to be frank, I'm not that interested because I don't know a lot about it. I'm following the Nancy Guthrie case. I want them to find her. This is ridiculous. Once they find her, I can move on with other stuff, like true crime stuff. But when I'm sitting around curious about what's going on, I want to know what's going on with her. She's 84 years old. Who would do that to an 84-year-old woman? And why? Why? They didn't take anything. For what? No, this is horrendous. You know, it's horrendous. And I'm not going to sit here and badmouth anyone else, you know, cops, whatnot. But I do think that if you were in New York and this happened, I'm sorry, but they'd find the guy in 2 seconds. So maybe not 2 seconds, but they'd find him fast, at least within 20 to 30 days. But yeah, other than that, I'm just sort of chilling and I'm bored too. There's some, you know. So what do you want? So what do you want to talk about? Tell me what you want. I'll talk about anything. Education. What, if you're a teacher, tell me, what do you want to know? Ask questions. You know, like I said, I love to run. I love to exercise. Although when I'm on break, I don't exercise that much. I just eat. But when I'm at work, I exercise a lot because really it's a big campus. But there's just so many things that I just want to get. I want to leave. I want to leave. There's so many reasons why I want to leave. And none of them have to do with the students. Let's just put it that way. None of them have to do with the students. I'm ready to move on. You know, I can't explain it, but I've never worked, like when I went to high school, everyone was professional from the teachers, security. We didn't have a lot of security there. You know, there was a cop on campus, but from the principal, all the principals, everyone was kind of professional. I've never heard a bad word from anyone. And their learning was always on the forefront. You didn't see adults walking around the buildings being loud while learning was supposed to be happening. And I'm not going to get into it too much, but this is where I grew up, where I went to school. You didn't see anybody say a bad word. I never heard a bad word. Any adult. And so, yeah, it's just, I think it's all wearing on me. I'm not used to this. 20 years of being at a place that I'm not used to. It's wear and tear. So I've already decided, I mean, it may change, but I'm going to apply to the university May 7th, 2027, and then I'm going to apply to retire. And I'm just going to do it. And I think I should be okay. I'm getting a little antsy and anxious. I want to do it now, but I know I can't financially. Just because, you know, when you're on your own, you just can't do things. You know, you can't really make a move. But these are all hard decisions, but I have to make them. So yeah, my application will start May 7th and it'll be for November of 2027. Because 2026 is over, to be honest with you, so I'm glad about that. And I'm just gonna do it. And it's hard. Everyone goes through this, but it's just something. For me, it's a little bit harder because I don't have a husband. I don't have a second income to rely on. The only income I have, it's hard. I mean, I do have someone, a guy, a friend that shares, a place with me. So I feel safe in that way. But you don't have that extra income. I have lots of guy friends that always are checking in on me and protecting me, and I'm grateful. But I'm I'm making this decision for me. So anyway, what do you guys think? I'm blabbing, 30 minutes of blabbing. Please make any comments. Just tell me what you want to know more about. And like I said, I want to reach 50 subscribers. 50. Let's push for 50. 50, 50, 50. Let's build that community. And what else do you want to know about? Do you want to know more about the Middle East? I can tell you more about the Middle East. I can tell you a lot about the Middle East. Do you want to know about politics in the Middle East? About, look, it's been like this. It's been hit like this forever. We've always gone into other countries and taken. And where does that lead us? To war, right? Other countries don't want to give up what belongs to them. So where does that lead us? To war. It's very simple. And that's my thought. I don't, whatever your thoughts are, I respect them. Bring it to the comment section. But anyway, I think I'm blabbed enough. 30 minutes is enough for me. Anyway, have a great day. We'll talk later. Please comment,